James, we have a closing tradition on this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest, not knowing who they're going to be leaving it for. But I might have told them who they're leaving it for. And the question that's been left for you is a brilliant one because it's very on topic. And once in a while, this happens. When was the first time you experienced true love?
Oh boy, you made me cry again. When was the first time I experienced true love? Gosh, that's a great question. And just the fact that, just the experience of being asked that question is running my mind through the most lovely slideshow of so many times I've felt loved and felt deep love. So, boy, what a lovely thing to ask every morning if I could. Like, that's a lovely question because just the fact that there's a competition going on in my brain right now is the greatest thing in the world because all the stuff that's running through my head, and it's so diverse. There's me kissing an amazing woman for the first time and feeling that. There's my sons, each of my sons kissing me or hugging me. There's Kaba and Buster and Pickles and Lady and Maggie, every dog I ever had. And there's an image I can imagine of it. There's the first thing that popped into my head, which is gonna sound crazy, but maybe it's the stage in life that I'm in. When I was a little boy, my father was not a particularly effusively loving guy. He was a Vietnam veteran. He was a bad alcoholic. He's been sober now for 8 years. I'm very proud of him. And he's in his 80s now. But growing up, he was very unemotional to me. And I remember I had this best friend, Tommy, and we had pizza one night at my parents' house. And, pizza's cut into like 8 slices. And Tommy and I were like, growing boys. We wanted to eat, like crazy. We ate really fast. We each ate our 3 slices, and my dad would have had 2 left, for him. And we ate so fast that our 6 slices were gone, and there was just 2 left. And I know my dad was like super hungry, but he was like, if you guys want, you can have them. And I remember, we just ate them like you would, obliviously, like a kid. And a couple of weeks later, I was at my friend's house, same friend, and they ordered pizza. And there was like, same thing, 8 slices. And his dad ate like 4 slices. And I remember thinking, my dad would never do that. And I remember I felt very loved. Because I remember thinking, like, this is a guy who'd never said he loved me, like ever. It just wasn't in his vocabulary. It wasn't who he was. But I just remember thinking like, oh, he loves me. Like, it satisfied him more to see me eating that extra piece of pizza than what eating that piece of pizza would have given to him. And I remember thinking like, oh, he loves me. So I would say to me, that was a very pure and true kind of love. And when I had my sons, I remember thinking, oh, I get that. Like, they can have the whole pizza. So to me, that's true love, is when it's not even sacrificing to give, that the joy of the other person just gives you so much joy and fills you so much that it's just the greatest thing.
James, thank you. Thank you for all the work you do. You've given me so interesting. When